I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for Happy Hour, the Man Cave Happy Hour, whiskey, cigars, spirits, the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
I'm just clicking buttons. I'm Matt Fox.
And I'm August the Sniffles Gitschlag over here in the corner.
Hey, Sniffles.
One of those
Sniffles.
days.
You stay over there.
I will stay over here.
All right, fair enough.
All right, we have to spritz him with something in a minute. So, and we got plenty of spritzers and fun stuff because we got fun cocktail time coming up here, and it's people listen whenever, but we're in the Halloween season, which actually starts on November 1st and rolls all the way through for me. I'm a Halloween all year long for me.
Yeah?
I'm a Halloween all year long guy for me.
See, I can't stand Halloween.
See? No? Really?
Everyone's always like, why don't you want to dress up? It's like, because I want everyone to know it's me when I walk in a room. I don't like being someone else, you know?
You dress up every day. You dress up as a city clerk, right?
Yeah, I don't dress up. I actually have to function.
That's what I say. I put on my Mr. Flanagan costume and go to school, you know. But we were talking about, I teased you guys with what the topic of the show was going to be. And I said we were going to be bitter about things. And August was like, okay, so what else is new? And then it just reminds me of how do you like your coffee? You know, and it's like, well, cold and bitter. Like I like my women, cold and bitter.
I thought you were going to say black like your men, but you know.
Oh, yeah. But then, but no, talking about bitters and cocktails and making cocktails, they're intricate chemical balances. And it's amazing how small an addition to some other fluids and some other concoctions, just a small dash will make and will change the complexity of what you're drinking.
In our last episode, we added
episode.
Right, we squeezed a lemon into our cocktail. And
Squeeze the lemon.
Did we squeeze it or did we demolish
No,
it?
you
demolished
the whole half
whatever.
of lemon.
But still, just that little squeeze demolish of the lemon just changed the complexity of that drink we were
Or that tablespoonful of citric acid.
And out
exactly.
of a table of three guys, one of us here is a bartender.
It's not me.
And it's not me.
Oh, you guys are talking about me.
Augie does a pretty darn good job behind the bar. He's
His 7 and 7s are amazing.
I am a minimum ingredient maestro. But I'm looking forward to doing this, though. This is going to be fun.
Not everybody, but people like, and that's kind of a thing. It's kind of a fun thing to do. And we've talked about this before. Shaker and spoon.
Yes.
Right? It's the convenience right to your doorstep. It's a box with a whole lot of padding and cushioning, because there's a lot of business that goes into each one of these Shaker and Spoon subscription boxes.
Yes,
and you don't have to subscribe necessarily, and we're going to find out more about that. And we've had the Shaker and Spoon folks on a couple of times.
Yes,
but we wanted to talk. They have something new, and we thought it was interesting, and we wanted to share it. And then we got the box, and it's fragile.
Fragile and perishabile.
It's fragile.
that must be Italian.
But Joe, I was joking about the bitters because Shaker and Spoon has a big new Kickstarter project, and it's based around some bitters and bitter recipes and bitters, but so I can't do it justice. And so we're going to do some cocktails before the day is done. But before we do the cocktails,
Halloween-themed cocktails.
Themed cocktails.
Yes.
We're going to dive into the Shaker and Spoon box. But Anna is here from Shaker and Spoon.
Anna!
Hi!
Yay!
Hello, gentlemen.
So
Hello.
we're going to dive into this Halloween box, and it's fun. You guys do seasonal kind of themes, and then you just do you'll do like a bourbon theme or a vodka theme box
Or tequila theme.
There's something for everybody with Shaker and Spoon. No matter what your taste is, if the box of the month isn't your jam, you can say, swap that bad boy out for some vodka because that's my jam. You know, it's pretty cool. So Anna, before we get into the Halloween box here in this holiday box, tell us about the Kickstarter you guys have kicking off.
I love the name of it, by the way.
Absolutely. By the way, happy National Liqueur Day. That's on the calendar today.
I love it.
Oh,
And
perfect.
cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. So cheers to that. And very excited about the Kickstarter. We launched about a week and a half ago. It's called the Better with Bitters Experience.
I love that.
Better with bitters.
I love that. The Better with Bitters experience.
All
Yes.
right.
Everything is better with bitters. Our collaborator, Souther Teague, I don't know if I've talked about him on the show before, but he's a big deal guy here in New York. Amoria Margot, lots of other bars. More is always on the 50 best bars list. He and his co-hosts, they have a podcast also actually called The Speakeasy, and they just won a Spirited Award.
Good name.
You guys know about the Spirit Awards?
No, what's the Spirit Awards?
Oh, well, it's basically the Oscars of the hospitality industry. And there is a slot so it's something you guys can shoot for, right? There's a slot for podcasts and, streaming. And
All right.
so,
Do we have to be nominated, or can we just go in and do it
We
ourselves?
have to throw our hats in that ring.
yeah, well, you do have to be nominated, but you can nominate yourselves.
That's
Anyone can nominate themselves.
I'm not
or
afraid of
anybody
doing
else.
that.
That's never happened before.
We're not afraid.
Yeah.
I nominate myself for one of these yummy cocktails coming up in a little bit. But
But
all right.
yes, to skip ahead, they have these awards every year in New Orleans at the Tales of the Cocktail, and they've been nominated every year since the category was added, and the Speakeasy finally took home that Spirited Award this year.
Good.
So anyway, Souther, he's everywhere. He's doing a lot of things. And one of those things is collaborating with Shaker and Spoon on lots of projects. And he's known as the bitters guy, right? His
I don't know, is that a good or bad nickname?
Yeah, the bitters guy. Get off my lawn.
His best known bar, Amoria Margot, it means love and bitters, right? And what they do at
okay.
Amoria Margot is they don't use any modifiers, no liqueurs there, right? It's all bitters. So bitters, spirit, water. That's all they mix their drinks with.
That's
no juices, no syrups, no sugar. It's just spirits, bitters, whether in the form of cocktail bitters that you're used to, a dash at a time, or Amari, such as Campari, Aperol. You probably know of, but there are a ton of different Amari, Montenegro.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bitters, water, spirit. That's all you get over there, and it was kind of an inspiration for us to create a project that was different from the usual Shaker and Spoon experience where we have the 3 original cocktails. This is almost getting back to basics of showing people what a huge impact bitters have on a cocktail, just like you were saying at the top.
Yeah, it's so interesting that because I'll get a craft cocktail, and I think we might have talked about this when we had you guys on before. That in our resident bartender Tara, she would make us cocktails, and it was always just that much better. And I'm like, Tara, what is it? What do you do? I mean, because she was using all our tools and our liquor, and it just tasted better than anything I made. Following the directions,
Like those cooking shows where the pro shows up and just takes your pantry and makes something amazing. You're like, what have I been doing with my life?
Right? Yeah. And but she was like,
It's just not mac and cheese. It's mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese.
Yes.
But the part of it was, she goes, I go bitter heavy. She goes, if it calls for 2 or 3, she goes, I'm 5 to 6. And that's and I noticed that when I started doing that and I went a little heavier on my bitters, my cocktails tasted a little more cocktail loungy, and it brought it up a little bit. And I'm like, oh, you sneaky devil! But it's just instead of 3 dashes, it was 4 or 5.
Right.
But it makes that
a
much
difference.
of a difference.
Sure.
It's so interesting to me.
And if you're like me, you're like 1, 2, 3. Where was I?
Where was I?
1, 2, 3. Wait. Where was I?
Well, let me hit you guys with a Souther Teague quote. 2 different great quotes. One of his quotes is, "The only way to misuse bitters is to misusing bitters."
I get it. See what you did there.
See, but you can 6 and you get to 7 too much.
Right.
Now we've
Well,
got.
he's saying you can't go wrong. Experiment, right? And
Right.
then the other thing he likes to say is, you wouldn't eat unseasoned soup, so why would you drink unseasoned drinks?
Yeah. I would
you
not
go.
drink unseasoned soup. I would not eat that.
So he's saying don't leave out the bitters. He puts bitters in everything. And as part of this project, we have 3 classic recipes. We have the old fashioned, we have the daiquiri, we have the gin and tonic. And as part of the box, there are 12 different bitters flavors from 12 different makers. And we take you through the same recipe, but different bitters. And so the first iteration is very straightforward. It's like a simple syrup or a demerara syrup, and very straightforward bitters. Like for the old fashioned, we start with a rich demerara syrup and orange bitters, and you can't go without, right? And then we go on to keep the orange bitters, but add cherry bitters.
Ooh.
Try one with quote unquote tobacco bitters.
Right.
Try something different. And
Pair
then
that
we have
with a cigar.
daiquiri.
Something different. I'm focusing right now on the fact that you said I've never put bitters in a clear liquor.
Really?
Wait, who said that?
I've never put bitters in like vodka or into a tequila or a gin. And so when
Really?
I'm like, what? It's always been a brown liquor thing for me. So now I'm like,
Right.
I like shut right up there for a second. I'm like, I'm trying to think about this. What have I been missing for all these years? What could this?
So
What could this
much.
do? It's so much. I know.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing
So
that.
and so the Kickstarter is a special box based on this bitter project. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes.
So before we started recording this evening, you were telling me about where you guys were, because you started a week and a half ago, roughly, right?
Yes.
And you're already stretching to your third goal.
Yes, that's right. So
I did notice you guys hit about 11 times your goal already. That's rather impressive. Nice work.
We were absolutely so thrilled with all the support from our community. We hit our initial goal fully funded in 15 minutes. And I think very shortly after that, we hit our first stretch goal, which was 50K. And what that unlocked, I don't know if your listeners are familiar with Kickstarter, so maybe I'll back up and describe a little bit what it is. But it's basically a platform where creators are appealing to a community to fund their projects, and if they hit their goal, that's when everyone who has backed it is charged, and based on what level of funding they've selected and what rewards come with it, then all the rewards go out. So what it means to hit your initial goal and be funded is the project is definitely moving forward, and then there are often stretch goals to just make the project more epic. You never know what's going to come in terms of support and funding, so you just have to structure it in a way that is logistical and realistic. So
Kickstarter is kind of like a crowd. What was it? Crowdstarter or something?
Yeah, crowdfunding.
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 yeah, that's literally what it is. It's crowdfunding.
I mean, we make a lot of high-end cocktails on this podcast. Our listeners know what Kickstarter is. I'm giving them all the benefit of the doubt.
But yeah.
And just to say, like, why is an established company like Shaker and Spoon going on a Kickstarter and getting a project funded? Well, the reason is it's outside the box from our usual format. And we've been around for 8 years, but we're still a small business, and we wanted to make sure the idea resonated of creating this new product, before getting all the bitters in and starting manufacturing and so on and so forth. So we put it out there to see if people would be excited by the idea of Shaker and Spoon, a different format. We're so thrilled that they are, and definitely the success of this Kickstarter, we're probably going to do one every year now with different ideas that we have requested or that we come up with as a team, because people definitely are excited, here's my kitten. People are definitely excited. We love to see it. And so the first stretch goal, 50K, what that unlocked, like the level up of the project, is that as part of the experience, we're going to have an extra long booklet that has a QR code that you can scan to watch videos of Souther making the drinks, doing his tasting notes for all the bitters, and so on and so forth. That's already part of the experience, but 50K unlocked additional videos instructing everyone how to cook certain syrups at home so that they can have that experience whenever they want. And
cooking up the medicine at home.
Right.
Yeah, I did something with ginger one time, Matt. Augie, was before you were partying down with us, and I was like a mad chef in the kitchen with sugar and ginger and
God, what were you doing? I remember that phase.
It was like I was like, but it's work, and you got you're melting it down, you're turning it into its paste form or whatever. That's not the right word, but it was a project, but it was fun to do. It was fun to do, and then bring it into fresh stuff into the studio. And that's the other thing with the craft cocktails. It's the freshness of what you get at the bar, compared to the 40-day-old lemon in the bottom of my crisper with the potatoes. It's a different freshness level. So the Shaker and Spoon in the bitters, this Kickstarter, the box, it's a little bigger than the regular subscription boxes. Yes.
Well, yes, we're sending enough for you to be able to make, instead of 12 cocktails, 24 different cocktails.
All
and
right.
that's where all of these bitters come in. And we hit that 50K stretch goal. 100K stretch goal was we're going to be able to go into a studio to record all those videos. So it's just going to be tip-top quality. And 150K is the third stretch goal that we're trying to hit now. And if we hit that stretch goal, we're going to include food pairing recipes, meals to go with all the cocktails, meals and snacks. And we're going to record videos for those as well. So hopefully your audience can help us get there. We really want to hit that 150K and make the experience even better for everybody.
I almost want to see you on Shark Tank for all of a sudden, because you got such lofty goals and you're hitting them. I think the sharks would actually be very impressed with what you guys have done over the past number of years.
I'm impressed. Always impressed with
I
Shaker
hope
and
so.
Spoon.
I'm a founder. Pitching is my job.
If anybody's not familiar with Shaker and Spoon, it's a subscription box, and we can say it's a monthly subscription box, but you can order up as many or as few as you'd want, right?
Yeah, no commitment.
So shakerandspoon.com. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you want just one thing, like the Mezcalloween box, you sign up for the month-to-month subscription, but you can literally cancel it 5 minutes later and you'll get just the one box.
Right. And but you can look in the boxes that are available. Do you have boxes that are available like all the time? People can go back and it's like, okay, I want this box. And what's available like all the time? So
many things. It literally depends on what's available. But right now, I think we have probably 10 different offerings, something for every spirit. We have the Mezcalloween box. We have a vodka brunch box. We have All Eyes on Rye. We have a speakeasy box that we created with Souther and his co-hosts to celebrate them winning that Spirited Award, and many other. Here, I'll put a link into the comments.
Yeah.
And everyone can check out the boxes page.
Perfect. Yeah.
Jimmy, do you have any subscription boxes? Do you subscribe to any boxes?
I don't.
I have for years. I've subscribed to like Nerd Block and Geek Toys.
Fun.
And I get all these toys. Yeah, and me and my buddies split them up. So this is another thing that you can. This is absolutely a shareable box.
Yeah.
You get this, and you're gonna, you bring the buddies over, the people that you got it with, and you can just all have the cocktails one night while you're playing other Kickstarter games like Cards Against Humanity or something like that. It all came from Kickstarter.
So one of the things I really enjoy about the Shaker and Spoon box is, you kind of look at the numbers and you got to say, okay, it costs so much for this type of bitters or for this type of a spritz or for this. It all comes in one, and just the convenience factor and the affordability to be able to make 24 cocktails from this box. But in the normal boxes, it's like, what, 10? Or
12.
How many? 12. You can get 12 cocktails out of one box. It's just so affordable for what you guys do.
And actually, the way we've done them, there's been more. You can stretch it.
The way we're going to make them tonight, we're going to get about 4 cocktails.
Well, yeah.
Box. Come on, let's be realistic here.
But
I
know you guys.
Pictures. I'm going to go grab a picture.
We've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, I got to shake up a
my
picture.
liver's the strongest muscle in my body. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's why I had mine removed.
I
But
popped that link in. I don't know if you can share it. I think you guys can
did you
share
put it in the
with
chat?
your
Okay, yeah.
listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it in the private chat. but
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
anyone
already
can
shared it
head
on
there.
mine.
Okay. Yeah, if you just go to comments, Matt. Yeah,
Yep,
all
that's
right.
what I'm doing.
Look at that backseat drive, Matthew.
I know what I'm
Let me
doing.
mansplain.
How to
video
use the
system
mouse.
to
You want to hit that enter button for me there, David?
I tried to put it in the comments, but it was trying to get me to take
There you
some
go.
It's doing it.
steps
It's doing it. Oh,
that
you're
I
good.
think
You're
you
good.
guys have taken already.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is. Shakerandspoon.com.
All right. So lots of different boxes. Get as much or as little as you'd like. And that's the thing, because you mentioned earlier tobacco bitters, right? And all these like really, and I'll go to the grocery store and then it's funny. It's like since we started the Man Cave, Matt, it's buying a bottle of bitters. I remember my folks had a bottle of bitters since I was like probably in kindergarten through when we moved out of the city finally in 20 years later.
Was it Angostura?
And they had the same bottle of bitters. They had never, I don't think they ever used it. And I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this bottle of bitters. And, but then I've been through the way we cocktail now.
Right.
It's, I've been through a number of
Bitters.
But still I go in the store and I'm like, oh, cocoa bitters, cherry bitters, tobacco bitters, this, that. And I'm like, do I want to commit to a whole bottle of that? Right. And even if they're not that expensive, but I'm really, really cheap. And and then there's Colleen, and she's like, "What's all this crap on the kitchen counter?" And I'm like, "It's for the podcast, honey." But the thing with Shaker and Spoon is you get like these it's enough to make the 4, because there's three sets of 3 times 4, 12, right?
12,
all right.
Yeah.
So there's 3 cocktails, make them 4 of them, and there's enough for that, and then a little grace along with it, I'm sure. And so you can try all these different ones. You're like, okay, I'm gonna get experimental cocktail.
What's that say?
Handcrafted chocolate bitters, and I don't have any chocolate bitters. I don't have chocolate bitters at home, and I've had a couple recipes that have called for it. We get our friends, our the blog people we talk to, and they have incredible little recipes, and it's like sometimes they call for these special bitters, and it's like, well, do I want to commit to it? Do I want to try it? And I love Shaker and Spoon that you get these. You can try them out, and then you're like, yeah, I can commit to that. Yeah. Or it's like, it's that Screw, Marry, Kill. It's like, oh, that's dead to me. I'm never doing that again. So you can try it again, and you can try it. So as Augie's going to start whipping up, we have the Shocktober.
It's a shock.
Wearing a Mezcalloween, right?
Mezcalloween.
Agave's Revenge.
Yes.
Is that the name of this box?
Yeah, Mezcalloween 2, Agave's Revenge.
Mezcalloween 2.
The better the franchise, from what I understand.
So it's, again, shakerandspoon.com. If you want to check them out, you can see the previews of what's in the box. This calls for mezcal, and another reason I was late, I had to stop and get a little mezcal because I didn't have any here at the studio.
Did our friends over?
Our friends over at Keiko's,
there they are,
hooked us up with a very, very nice. What is that mezcal there? Have you ever heard of that before?
400 conejos.
Yeah.
What'd you call me?
2 rabbits? Yeah. Is it 20 rabbits, 2 rabbits, 400 conejos? What's on the back there?
400 rabbits.
400 rabbits.
What we got here?
Yes,
All right.
400 conejos. Have you heard of the 400 rabbits, the conejos mezcal?
I'm wondering if that is...
We'll hold it up to the camera so you can see it.
One of the ones that has like the rabbit
it's
fat.
kind of washed
in it.
out with the light, but
Oh, I don't know rabbit.
Did you say rabbit fat?
But our friends here in Birmingham, Michigan, right next to where our studio is, yep.
thank you.
He's going to need that as well. So he recommended this one to me. I said, I need a little mezcal. He's like, this is the one I recommend for, it was reasonably priced, and it was nice. It was 26, 29, somewhere in there.
Nice.
For the 5th. And he said, if you're mixing, go with that. And they have 2 more expressions that are a little up from there. And they're if you're going to drink it straight, if you're going for it straight, he goes, but if you're mixing it, he goes, this will be plenty quality for you. What's on the bottle there about the 400 rabbits, 400 Kenejos? And I'm probably slaughtering that word.
No,
Matt.
You're good.
Google tells me it's named after the ancestral belief that agave spirits were occupied by 400 rabbits.
There you are.
That is correct. But one of the things I really like about this is
there's the tip.
Yep.
Tip.
So the milling type is actually, it's stone pulled by a horse. This is on the bottle. And then the fermentation type is actually done
stone pulled by a horse.
Yeah, right. It's a wooden tub that it's fermented in. The distillation type is in a copper pot still. And then the oven, because it's mezcal, is volcanic earth pit. Because it gets under
That was my
ground.
nickname in college.
Really? A volcanic earth pit?
Yes.
All right. Fair enough.
All right.
That's the name of my first band.
Well, sounds very artisanal.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
All right, so Augie's mixing up the first one. Matt, what's that? It's the Curse of the Black...
The Curse of the Black Bramble.
Black Bramble.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about that cocktail.
All right.
The woman who created it, Kara Maiko, we partner with her a lot.
Seems like a neat
I was
tradition
talking
on
about
that.
the Spirit Awards earlier. She was a top 4 finalist there for U.S. Bartender of the Year.
Ooh, right on.
So you've got a special cocktail there.
Nice.
So this is her creation, huh? This is her recipe.
Every box comes with 3, and then the other 2 in this is Dream Phone right? Is that Dream Phone?
That's right. Dream Phone, Chris Elford's.
Oh, so when you're in the horror movie,
Yeah.
don't be alone, and don't answer the phone.
Or run upstairs.
Let's hide behind these chainsaws. Don't pick up the phone and don't run upstairs. The Dream Phone, that's Mezcal, and all three of these rely on Mezcal as their base, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
One
Mezcal bottle pairs with one box.
And then Tomb in Bloom is the other one. But let's go back to Dream Foam. Dream Foam is Mezcal, acidified super purple. Well, I don't even know what that is. What is acidified super purple?
I would be thrilled to tell you. We created it with Chris Elford. It's basically kind of like a mixer, which we don't usually do, but it's a just add alcohol. It has everything, it has the sugar, it has the acid, and it's a 90s inspiration, right? You would have like super purple back in the 90s, Kool-Aid, whatever.
Oh, okay.
I think he said he was inspired by Purplosaurus Rex.
All right.
Purple.
But anyhow, and that's why you have the little candy.
And then, that it comes with
this garnish.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole idea there is being inspired by the creepy 90s.
All right.
Which are coming back.
And then the Tomb in Bloom is Mezcal, Telltale Artichoke Heart Syrup, 3 dashes, not drops, 3 dashes of chocolate bitters, 2 spritzes of orange oil, and then 1 forget-me-not flour as the garnish. And again, the shaker and spoon, they're good enough to bring they bring the game, man. They got the little forget-me-not flowers.
I've never aromatically spritzed the cocktail before. It's kind of cool.
You must.
That's a rosemary thyme.
Oh, now it smells like my stress is going away. It smells like.
So
we love
and
it.
Then,
Aromatherapy.
all right, so those are the other 2
right.
in the box, and the one that we just poured. There you go.
Well, I made the big one for myself, but since Dave's playing catch up, since you just got here.
Yeah, I just got here, so.
All right, Matt, what's in this one here that
the Curse of the Black Bramble? So we have 1.5 ounces of the mezcal Hoven, 1 ounce of blackberry red wine shrub.
That's what's hitting your face.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's also 1 ounce of the elderflower tonic water. And then you got that spritz of the rosemary thyme.
All right.
That smells.
And it's. So and again, it's just the small chemical changes.
I definitely get the rosemary on the.
Yeah, you're in the bramble now.
This stuff makes mezcal drinkable. Because I'm not a huge fan normally. So
Mezcal is my favorite spirit. Blasphemy.
Well, this is why we're not going to date. It's just never going to work out between us. I mean, you're a wonderful person. It's not you, it's me, and my hatred of mezcal. but I'm gonna suffer. I'm gonna get through this, and I'm gonna smile the whole time and enjoy it.
Now I'm extremely curious to hear what you think, since you're telling me you normally don't think.
So, but Augie, he's anti-Scotch, and it's that smoke. It's
that smokiness. There's that aspect of it.
But there's a serious smoke in this still.
But I'll drink.
I'm
mezcal.
not getting the smoke on the nose. I'm getting the smoke in the taste.
I'm getting in the taste. It's not as harsh. It's mezcal straight up is just not my thing. Scotch straight up is not my thing. But I'll take mezcal over Scotch any day. If I have to drink one of them on the rocks, at a party, because that's the only thing left, at a frat house or something. But
the only thing left, a lovely glass of Scotch on the rocks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not all mezcal is smoky. If you go to Mexico, especially.
See, the only one time I was down there in Isla Mujeres, and it was all mezcal. That's all any of the bars wanted.
I was there this year too for a wedding.
I was just like, oh, okay, all right, I'll get through it.
But it's fruity. This is deliciously fruity for a Shocktober.
Yeah, these shrubs are a game changer. Man, they really are a neat addition to any cocktail.
The blackberry red wine shrub,
Yeah, I went through a shrub phase about 5-6 years ago. When craft shrubs were flying around, and then I kind of faded away, and it was mostly orange, like blood orange stuff and things like that. This one I was really nervous about the red wine vinegar, but man, it tastes good.
Yeah,
it really is a neat way it mixes with the mezcal.
I think the taste of those that fruit in there, mixed with the smoke of the mezcal, is what makes it a harvest taste, a harvest
Vinegar moon.
October, a vinegar moon.
I like it. I like it.
But you definitely know that you have mezcal in there, but it's not that overwhelming mezcal that a lot of folks like gravitate away from.
No,
that smoky.
I would agree with you.
Smoke. It's pretty smoked for me.
It is smoky.
It's pretty smoked for me.
But this by itself
the bottom
probably
part,
would be
though.
too much for me. But in this, it's like, yeah, please, I'll have another. Thank you.
Could always make these and then smoke them after, even more smoky.
Yeah, joining us is the Motor City hypnotist David Wright, as well.
stopping
The
in.
fourth voice you're hearing.
There he is.
Anna from Shaker and Spoon, walking us through her Kickstarter, which people can find the Kickstarter via Kickstarter and, of course, shakerandspoon.com, right? Shaker and Spoon, where are you on
Kickstarter?
What?
You got to go on Kickstarter.
You got to go to
Just
Kickstarter.
Type in Shaker and Spoon on Kickstarter. It'll come up.
All
Type
right.
in Better with Bitters. It'll come up.
Better with bitters. All right. So you got to find it through. So you're not linked through the website. Is that part of one of the conditions or something?
I mean, it's separate.
Okay.
Our community knows about it. We've
All
emailed
right.
them.
Fair
They
enough.
know.
Are you on
know.
the socials with it?
Yeah.
All right.
We're
So
all over the
what
place.
are your socials with the Tick and the Tack and the Tom and the Jerry and the
The internets?
We're on TikTok,
The internets.
We're on Instagram. We're everywhere. Just
So-
search Shaker and Spoon.
Shaker. All right. If you look up Shaker and Spoon, you will find them
So
on
you
your
guys-
favorite social.
You
And you
use
guys
the Google
hail-
machine.
Your Telegram. You got your Telegram out there?
Yeah.
We don't. We're on Threads. That's
Threads.
our
You got the
newest
Threads though.
Yeah. All right.
It's
Yeah,
like
we got the Threads.
everything. It's like, oh my God, another thing. Shoot me now. Shoot me now.
So Anna, you guys
Shoot me
hail out of Brooklyn still, correct?
Yes,
No
we are still there.
sleep till.
Brooklyn.
All right.
In fact, one of the rewards levels on our Kickstarter is you can come out and have a tour.
Nice.
Oh.
So that's what
Yeah.
I wanted to know. Since the last time we've spoken, I know you guys had plans to potentially expand a little bit with your warehouse. How is everything coming in that regard?
Well, we haven't had to expand the warehouse yet, but what we have been expanding is all of our different channels that we sell through. Kickstarter is one of the 3-figure channels that we opened this year. Sorry, 3-figure, 6-figure, like the 3 in front of the other 3.
Mhm.
Yes. That's a new channel for us. We also launched on Amazon this year. We just had our first Prime Day. So, we have our shakerandspoon.com, our direct to consumer, but we're trying to get out there and meet people where they're shopping. So Kickstarter has its own community. That's one of the places. And Amazon, that 40% of e-commerce purchases in the whole internet literally happen on Amazon. So
Sure.
we got out there as well. So our warehouse has been hopping, packing up inventory to send to the Amazon warehouse
So
for the holidays.
I was to go on to Amazon and look up what's coming up next for November. Didn't you? What started for November already?
Oh.
So on Amazon, it's a pretty limited amount of syrups and kits, but on
Okay.
shakerandspoon.com, we just announced our November box. It's called the Bourbon Box. Bourbon. BRRR-BON.
All right.
And,
Tell me about the bourbon box. What can you tell?
Yeah, it's a
What
very
spoiler alert on this? What do you got in the box?
So we have 2 old fashions.
What's in the box?
Don't look in the box. Sorry. We're 12. We got to do it in the box
Yeah,
jokes.
we gotta
gotta
do
do
what's in
7
the
jokes.
box.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. We have one tall drink, a mule, with a delicious pear citrus cordial, scorched pear and ginger bitters, hibiscus ginger beer on top. Very tasty. There's a macroot lime leaf in that cordial. Very interesting, tasty for fall. And then we have 2 different old fashions. One is kind of a classic. It's called Holiday Hymnal. It's a holiday tea old fashioned with spiced orange oil spritzed on top and orange bitters in there.
Wow.
And then we also have a cocktail called Sage Advice. It was created by Bruce Schultz. He's the head bartender at Amoy Margot. He works under Souther, who we mentioned earlier.
Uh-huh.
And it has a salted butternut squash syrup, which is so delicious. Very interesting. Our subscribers already want bats of it, and the box hasn't even come out yet. We have a little bit of Underberg in there, the herbal German digestif. We have a sage aromatic spray. We have sage bitters. So it's like a feast in a cocktail glass.
A feast. Nice.
It sounds like November is going to be a party.
Yes.
Well, it's always a party with us, right?
Yeah, especially here.
Yeah.
Right.
Anna, thank you for letting us know, and thank you for sharing the October box with us. This is fun. I haven't had mezcal on my shelf. I've done it out and about. I've been in our friend Tony at the Wine Garden. It's a party store here in Detroit. Tony is a big mezcal aficionado.
Party store is a Detroit term for a liquor store.
Yeah.
Home party stores.
And,
I know about it. You have subscribers
It's like
out there.
people say bodega. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. It's a New York thing.
And but Big Tony is like all about. I've had plenty of mezcals, but I've never picked up a bottle. And you motivated me to grab a bottle to do these Halloween drinks. And I'm happy. I may have to reorder because I want to do this cocktail.
I'll tell you what, in honor of Anna, we're gonna have one more mezcal cocktail.
Yes.
I'll whip another one up for us. Okay.
Can you guys make the dream phone next?
The dream foam?
Okay.
It's very unique.
Okay.
All right.
Here's a
All
dream.
right, Augie. The dream foam.
Wow.
Ring. Dial it up.
Mix it up, Augie.
Dial that up, bud.
All right.
And while he's mixing it up, would you like me to recite the 12 bitters that come in the Better with Bitters experience?
Better with bitters.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Better with bitters. It's
All
like
right.
all
Here
right.
it comes. Colorado cherry bitters,
Okay.
chocolate mole bitters, Marie Laveau tobacco bitters, orange bitters, Souther's driftwood bitters, grapefruit and rosemary bitters, Thai green chili and tarragon, lime, bitter rose, honey lavender, blood orange and ginger, and lemon bitters.
3 times faster now.
So those
All right,
are
standing
all
on one
bitters.
foot with one eye covered.
How many of those have you tried before?
Just
One.
one maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? What have you? Do you have a favorite? Is there? Oh, they're my children. They're all my favorite. But is there something that you enjoy that you are drawn to?
I don't know that I could say I have a favorite bitters because it really depends on what you're trying to do. It's like saying, do you like salt or pepper better? Right? It just depends on what function they need to fulfill and in what cocktail. But I'm really excited for all of our backers to get a chance to try these bitters. You know, I'm sure if maybe they've tried some of them, but certainly not all of them. And like you were mentioning, it's a commitment to buy a full-size bottle. Like to buy a full-size bottle of all the ones I just mentioned, it's over $250.
Yeah, our friend Mike chimed in the 12 bitters of Christmas. Yes.
Yes.
Mike from the Travel and Adventure Show,
Yes.
WPON. That's not even a thing anymore. But Michael Dwyer is still very much a thing, and Travel and Adventure is a thing. He's a travel writer and a good friend of the show, Michael Dwyer. And 12 bitters of Christmas. I think we may have just sparked an idea for you. The 12 that's your Christmas push there. The 12 bitters of Christmas.
12 bitters of Christmas. Can we ask your listeners a question?
Yeah.
Out of all the bitters I recited, I'm wondering which one they'd be most curious to try.
I will say for me, was it a Thai? What was the Thai bitter that you mentioned?
Oh, yeah. We're actually blending 2 different flavors for that one. Thai green chili and tarragon.
Yeah, see that
Thai
one interests
green
me.
Chili.
And can
tarragon.
you guess
What is tarragon?
cocktail
Where's tarragon?
we're putting that into? Out of what I mentioned, the old fashioned, the gin and tonic, and the daiquiri.
What is tarragon? What is tarragon?
Oh, it's an herb.
It's an herb.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a herb.
What the one before? I believe the ones like just prior to that was with rosemary, a combination with rosemary, and that's the one that was. What was that one?
That
Oh,
was
the grapefruit and rosemary.
Grapefruit and rosemary. That's the one that caught my ear. I was like, oh, a combination.
Super purple, whatever that is.
Super purple.
I was like, I'm like, oh, I wonder what cocktail that would go in. And that's the question: what cocktails are these going in?
right. Serpil.
Well,
Oh, he's
the grapefruit and rosemary
Yeah.
and that Thai chili, they're both going into a daiquiri.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's
the
rum?
idea is you put,
Is that rum?
yes.
Daiquiris
yes,
are rum. Yeah.
rum. So you put them each in this rum drink, and then you see how different is your daiquiri just from a different choice of bitters.
So you get knocked down, but then you get up again.
I mean, I would not recommend doing the whole box in one night, all 24 drinks.
Oh
That
my
would
No,
be
gosh,
my
no, absolutely not.
Not unless you got 24 people over.
Well,
Well-
no, maybe 4. I think 4 people could do it.
Dave has
There
some
you go.
lofty goals.
Look at the math on you, man. What the
4
heck?
people
I
that
would
are
recommend, though,
spending the
I would
night.
recommend getting 4 different boxes for those 4 different people because each drink is different. Unless you want to
Right.
like take one drink and split it into quarters, which you could do. But then what happens when you want more?
Right. So we need the So
we need
this one calls for the candy
slice, the candy slice.
Yes.
candy
Yeah,
slice
put it on the-
garnish.
It's like, is this like a pink grapefruit slice? Is that what
Yes.
this is?
That's exactly what it is.
Don't eat it, Matt. You gotta wait.
Man,
Trick or treat.
trick or
You
treat.
can have like a tiny nibble off of it and then put it.
Trick or treat. Trick or treat.
Excellent. So we know
What's
what,
a Halloween box without candy, right?
right?
I was happy when I opened it, and a magazine was in there as well. There was a nice
At
bonus
first I was
gift.
like, what's this about?
Was that just to protect the bottle, or is that a new partnership?
You can actually read the magazine. It's a real magazine.
Okay.
It's a bonus gift.
All right. So, any more about the magazine, or is it just a nice bonus gift in the box?
Well, Imbibe are great friends of ours, and occasionally we will include an issue in the box when it makes sense. So that's just something for
All right.
our members to enjoy.
All right.
Stuff.
So yeah, that was nice. It was a nice. Yeah, I just as I opened the box, I was like, oh, there's a bottle stuffed in this magazine. I go, is this just packing or? And I was looking at the magazine. I'm like, no, this looks deliberate.
It serves two masters.
Yes.
It's great reading material, but it also protects the bottle.
Yes.
So while Augie is pouring our dream foam, I'm looking at this acidified super
Acidified super purple, yes.
that's really tough to say because I want to say super purple for some reason. I don't know why.
Purple, purple.
Purple. But
Purple
the
nurple?
ingredients on this is there's beet and cane sugar, there's lemon juice, red grape juice concentrate, filtered water, lemon peel, malic acid, kosher salt, and wine tannins in this. This is
You gotta have those wine tannins.
All right. So
Don't threaten me with a good time.
You asked which
acidified.
of the bitters
Super purple.
intrigued our listeners, and Mike Dwyer replied with, I believe, the pumpkin. What did Mike say?
The pumpkin bitter?
Was there a pumpkin bitter in that
There was not.
lineup?
And
No?
don't forget to add your garnish, gentlemen.
But we're talking because we're talking about the October
They're sticky.
cocktail box
I'm
here.
trying to think what would be the closest to pumpkin.
Yeah.
Maybe Souther's Driftwood bitters. So that's grapefruit and cinnamon. It's basically a bitters form of Don's Mix, which is like a classic tropical combination of cinnamon and grapefruit. So that pumpkin gets you kind of that pumpkin spice vibe.
So this is a
Sorry, I said that
two-ingredient
pumpkin.
cocktail.
I meant that cinnamon. That cinnamon.
Two
gives you the
ingredients, you
pumpkin
said?
Yeah,
vibe.
this is that. This is the mezcal, and that's it.
And
Yeah,
there's
but that-
And the
spritz?
acidified super purple. There's no spritz in this
No,
one.
no spritz here. Just the
And I
acidified
did-
super purple.
But the super purple is like 40 ingredients.
And
in
I
itself.
yes, it is. It
Super
is.
purple is doing a lot of heavy lifting here.
All right. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, Anna.
Cheers. I'm on the edge of my seat to hear what you guys think. I'm so interested that you picked a mezcal box when it's a challenging spirit for this crew. Like, I love it. That's a great growth mindset.
It's actually it's very filling.
Where's
My first sip was like it was a very filling sip, you know.
I took a nibble of the candy before I sipped it.
Okay.
So it was very sugary, but I still had a whole big chunk of the candy in my mouth. Now in my second sip, I'm getting the smoke again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting the mezcal smoke again.
my first sip was definitely purple acid heavy, even though I did shake vigorously as instructed. But I think it's just what your palate just wants to get first, right? It's the new flavor hitting your face.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So, does it
agree.
remind you guys of the 90s?
I don't remember
I
the
was gonna
90s,
say, I
so
don't
I can't,
remember.
I can't tell
I don't
you.
remember most of my
I think-
90s.
I was in college.
We
I can't
were-
remember it.
We were DJing the bars really heavy in the 90s.
Yeah, we were
So that is very fuzzy. That is fuzzy math. That's
trying to remember my 21st. No, I don't.
No,
actually.
it,
Well, I mean, it does remind me a little bit of that razzmatazz phase when everyone was putting like that and Chambord into everything for a little while
Ah, right.
to make it more drinkable. That
I was
kind of a
like
thing.
I was all about the Chambord.
Yeah, that was a thing.
I was like, somebody broke into my house in Detroit, and it was just north of Detroit, and somebody broke into my house, and a bunch of booze on the counter, and they stole the tequila, the Chambord, and the Grand Marnier.
What'd they leave?
All right.
What did they
That
leave?
was my question. What'd they leave?
Bourbon rum, bourbon whiskey, rum and vodka.
They were definitely your peer group that came and stole from you.
Yeah,
Sounds like an inside job, Jamie.
like-
it was your friends.
they took all my girl drink drunk mixers. It was like, hey, damn it!
Sounds like a DJ gang.
They're like, oh, look at this
wasn't
bottle.
me.
It looks fancy. So yeah, it's dang it.
God, wow.
I'm going to say I like this one better than the other one, and I did not hate the other one, which is a glowing endorsement for me.
When it comes to mezcal,
Yeah.
yeah, it's.
I knew you would like it.
Thank you for making this drinkable for me.
You're welcome.
No, seriously, thank you. It's something
You're
that I
welcome.
otherwise wouldn't have played with, and so I'm glad we got to do this.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in gifting this box now to some folks so that I can come over and enjoy it.
And that's why you joined the Man Cave, August. It was to expand your horizons a little bit.
Oh, I thought you just wanted someone that actually looked good on camera.
Well, don't state the obvious, but yeah, I'm glad that
And you
just-
failed.
What, stated the obvious? Stated the obvious? Yeah.
Why do you think I stop in?
To state the obvious?
Well, because you're our licensed therapist.
True.
Yeah.
He is the Motor City hypnotist has joined us here. for
So
our
I
tasting.
think I jumped back to the other cocktail. The other cocktail, a little more tart.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
There was no. I'm just saying
Yeah.
the taste. I was like, because the mezcal's coming through on both of them, and so I was trying to figure out. So the first one it had a little more tart to it. This has a touch more sweet. I think I'd say. And I like them. And I'm like I said, I'm the daiquiri girl drink drunk. Just give me a I'll go out Colleen and I'll order a Cosmo, and she's like, all right,
What's that
Colleen's
marry?
like, all right, Sex in the City. How about you order a man
Hey,
drink?
No,
know.
no judgment. Drink
No,
what you enjoy.
I love
I know.
a good Cosmo. I don't care.
I know. When I go in and I see like a really cool, I'll be torn. There'll be like a cool smoked badass bourbon or Cosmo with an umbrella, and I'm like, and they have these two recipes, and I'm like, I kind of really want the Cosmo. I kind of really. If it's just Colleen and I totally go with the umbrella drink.
Well-
But if we're out with like people, I'll be like, oh man, give me that man smoked baked bourbon.
I challenge you, Jamie,
My favorite
to
go
not
ahead.
do that.
Oh no,
I'm
But,
going to take these recipe cards and I'm going to introduce these to the folks over at the Eastern Palace Club.
There you go.
That's the kind of
yeah.
place that would really enjoy a cocktail like this.
Oh yeah.
How fun.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you necessarily had a conversion moment here, but we do have this experience sometimes with our subscribers where they say, I thought I hated this spirit until I just tried it in different ways with shaker and spoon. It happens a lot with gin. I've definitely seen it happen with mezcal. I mean, it happens with. I've seen it
I can
happen
believe
with
it with
different
gin.
types of whiskey.
I was a late convert to gin. I think a lot of people are. Either you start with gin or you end with gin. It's one or the other. Yeah.
Wow, this is great. I'm really enjoying the phone here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too.
The phone. Yes, I love it.
I'm gonna dial up another one.
We don't have enough. Actually, we have enough for one more. It's all yours. Now that
There
look at the
is
math.
just
Look at
There
the
you go,
math.
Matt.
For
Now
another
that look at the
cocktail.
math. There's an ounce of.
Are you guys going to make the old fashioned as well, or?
I guess it's a
I got
it's a
two
school
drinks. I
night.
got
What time
two
is
drink-
it? We got another. Yeah.
I know. Augie's like, I'm pouring them up, man.
I mean, the mezcal is going to be strongest in this one, so I don't know if you'll like it as much, but maybe you are warmed up to it.
Well, I got to testify in federal court tomorrow. So I probably should cut it loose here. I did not do anything wrong. I'm a witness. I'm a witness.
It wasn't me.
My day job is complicated.
Oh yeah, it is.
No, we're definitely gonna try these other recipes.
Yep,
But
the other one. Anna, thank you.
Yeah, I think we should do this at least once a year. We should get a shaker and spoon box and brag about it and talk
Once a
about
year?
Hey, well, yeah, get it once a month. Let's just
it. Yeah. Get the. That's it.
it'll be our shaker and spoon episode monthly.
That's it.
Well, that's all you need to do is send us a box every month, and we'll call it sponsored by Shaker and Spoon.
That is. That's how it's gonna roll. Anna, thanks for putting up with our shenanigans.
Yes,
We're,
thank you so much.
Hey, it was fun.
We're
It was
silly,
really fun
boys, and we
to watch
appreciate
you guys
it.
try something new.
I wish I could shake one up for you. I apologize. I felt like we left you out.
No,
Mike,
it's okay.
Mike thought the hibiscus apple bitters sounded pretty autumn.
Oh, yes.
It's hibiscus apple.
We have those in our Putting on the Spritz box, which is making me wonder if he's on our boxes page checking things out.
Putting on a spritz. Mike is quite the connoisseur of things.
Yes.
He dives into something. He dives in.
Have you guys heard
He's a good
of
lad.
liqueur called Italicus?
Ooh.
No, is it? Does it kind of go to the side?
No.
Got a little bit of a bend there.
Can you see where this
They got
podcast goes?
they got new medicine for that. It's hymns. You just call us another thing, and they'll fix that
I'm
right
looking
up.
I
at it
have
now.
not heard of Italic.
No, I have not heard of that either.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
Italicus, yeah, it's a liqueur. It's bittersweet. It's a rosolio, which is technically its own category of thing. You know, the way that vermouth is, but it's not very well known. That's what the Putting on the Spritz box is centered around. The one that's featured on our site, and it's a whole box of spritzes. It's Italicus sparkling wine plus our ingredients, and super popular with our subscribers. You know, they had to go a little out of the way sometimes to find the bottle of Italicus, but it was something unique. You know, I think your listener, Michael, might be checking that box out because that's where we have the hibiscus apple bitters. And
The drink of
if you
kings.
want to really try
Italicus.
something new in the man cave, and if you like quote unquote girly drinks, that could be the next one to try.
Jamie.
Hey,
That's
I'm
all
up
you
for
are.
it.
Because we've done. I think you sent us 2 other boxes, and one of them had a series of umbrellas in it, and I was so happy.
Oh,
I
yes,
really
the
was.
Callistahatchee from
It
the
was-
bourbon box.
I was so happy with the umbrella because Colleen makes fun of me, and I'm like, no, damn it, it's fun.
It's a thing.
It's fun. It's a delight.
It is. I just if you're not having fun with it, otherwise if you're not slowing down to have a little bit of fun with it, you're just pounding liquor, and that gets in trouble. So if you slow down and have a little fun with the accessories, you get a little less trouble.
There you go.
Well, I think we have an Italicus night in our future.
Italicus.
Yes.
It's like
Yes. This is something that I want to figure out. Yeah, I want to play with this. This looks amazing.
all right. So
It's good.
we're in for the Italicus.
Yes, we are.
It's like is that one of the X-Men? Is that, is there a bobblehead or one of those? What is those?
It's a beautiful bottle, actually.
It is.
Are you
It's
seeing
gorgeous.
It, August?
Oh yeah. I'm going through the. Yeah, it is. I've fascinating.
Upcoming cameo in Deadpool 3,
Very-
Italicus.
The hero Columbus wishes he was. That's wonderful. Okay.
Oh,
It's on the
crikey.
docket now. It's on the docket.
Excellent. All right.
There it is.
Anna, thank you. Shakerandspoon.com, and it's the word and then
Better bitters.
get you the Better Bitters on Kickstart or Shaker and Spoon over on Kickstart. You'll find all that stuff, right? Is that where it is?
Yes. All right. So you can find us on shakerandspoon.com. You can find us on Amazon. You can search Shaker and Spoon there. Please head to our Kickstarter. If you're going to do one thing, I'd love if you back the Kickstarter and helped us get to our next goal, which is going to be adding food pairings to the experience. And we're going to be cooking with bitters. I bet many of you have never done that before. You're going to
Nope.
love it.
Nope.
Just head to Kickstarter and search for Shaker and Spoon or Better with Bitters. And I believe somewhere in the description of this, there's also a link, and you can just click it and you'll be there.
All
And also Shaker and Spoon on all the socials.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Let's help Shaker and Spoon get to their 4th stretch goal. That's the goal, right?
We're stretching
Well,
for it.
we're trying to get to the 3rd one.
I know.
The
I
4th
want you to
one-
get to the 4th. Is what I
Yeah.
want.
Yes, 300K, help us.
Higher.
Oh, I love it. On Amazon, there's different size boxes too.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
4 boxes.
Yeah.
16. I'm
4
looking at.
banger, 6
Yeah.
banger, 16
That's right.
banger.
That's
All right.
right. We launched something new on Amazon that's not even available on our site, and it's called Party Packs. And I think it's what you're looking at. We have the 16-ounce
Yeah,
bottles
16.
there.
Yeah.
And that's great if you just need to batch something, like really batch something for a party and just mix a few giant bottles together in a pitcher. That's what we have available there.
That's excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, we
Excellent.
have one live right now for a daiquiri, and in about 2 weeks, we're going to have another party pack for margarita.
Well, I know what my sister and my
Oh.
brother-in-law are getting for Christmas.
There it
Merry
is.
Christmas.
Yes. It's happening.
All right. Anna,
good.
thank you again. You're
Thank you guys
very
for having
generous
me on.
this evening, and thank you for the time. We look forward to having you back into the man cave in the very near future.
Sure. Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Can't
All
wait.
right, we do it again. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all those podcast things and all the podcast places. We'll see you again very, very soon on the Man Cave Happy Hour.
That's Matt Fox.
That's August Gitschlag.
I'm Jamie Flanagan.
And this is David Wright.
Hi,
he's
David.
here. David's here.
All right. Have a great night, everybody. See ya.
Cheers.